I'm ready too.
All right.
What? You're like, bitch, press play. No, we're just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Heather, I do know we've talked about this before, but like it is funny when because again, you're a close friend of mine who's an Aquarius. Shouts out, we're in Aquarius season. We'll just
Yes.
start it from the top
Shouts
here.
out.
And then one of my closest, bestest friends from childhood of all time, my longest friendships, Katie, who I've shouted out frequently on the pod. The second an Aquarius episode was posted, you know that bitch texted me when she saw it in the stories and she said, "Am I mentioned?" I said,
Aw.
Of course. Literally she was. Would never forget Katie Greenlee. Shouts out. Mary
Shouts
Catherine.
out.
But it is funny. I joked with her when I was home for Christmas. Katie's she's very she'd be someone who'd be great to travel to Europe with, for example. She'd be a great partner in Berlin because she's very type A in the way that like she wants a plan. She likes a plan. She likes an itinerary.
Yeah.
She likes to know what we're doing. There's like, I think I maybe have already said this joke on the podcast, but like no, it's not that I can't just like go with the flow. It's just like, what time is the flow gonna start?
Yeah.
What time? Like, I think there's like a TikTok like sound about that, which is so funny because that's so Katie. And again, I don't know if it's like this is why we balance, but I definitely Katie's in the earlier part of February, and I don't have her chart right in front of me right now, but I would guess that she has Cap undertones for sure.
Okay, I have a memory of us like doing her chart and it being Capricorn moon and me thinking like, oh, that's so funny because I'm a Taurus moon, so we're both like Aquarians with Earth moons.
Yeah, but you're flexible.
But I
Katie's
am
flexible
weird
too.
about I'm a planner and I like to know what's happening.
And Katie's also she's not one to pop off. I just know I've known her for a long time and I know what she's really thinking and I know I drive her nuts. Let me just be so clear that I'm not saying any of this like she's wrong. I just know I'm so opposite and it's kind of hilarious that we are so close because of how she's had to put up with me for years and how I don't live my life by a watch. I don't respect time as a construct and Katie really respects it. She really plays the game of time, loves that game. So wait, Heather, you're saying like underneath the surface, go ahead.
Like,
Sorry.
I'm
Say what you're
not, I would say, I mean, I would definitely say like I am flexible, but I like to know what's on the agenda. Like, I always like to know like what the next meal is. Like if I'm in a group, like yeah, say I'm on a vacation with people, I like to know like what are we gonna eat for dinner? Or like I don't know. I like to like know or like what's on the agenda for tomorrow. Or
you
like
want to know what's coming.
yeah.
You like to have a little
puts me at
forethought into it.
ease. Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm so just like literally tell me when to show up and who to Venmo.
Yeah. I'm trying to be more that way.
No, I don't think. Well, again,
yeah, not that I think we all balance each other out.
Balance.
Like, yes, for sure.
I would say more people are frustrated by my lack of discipline with timeliness, which is so funny though, because when I really do have to be on time, like I worked a job once that I really loved. When I was working in LA for Warner Brothers, and they were so fucking strict about time. And like it was a very like because also the way it started out, like it's a union job, and a lot of times the way you would move up in that position or just in the job itself was like by having a very clean slate. So like they had to be very strict about I don't know, a lot of jobs are strict about time, whatever.
Yeah.
But I never was late. Not once. I like when it really counts and when I really have to, I am good about it. But
no,
that's I think that's even shittier because I'm not trying to ever waste my friend's time. I'm just bad about my executive function and sticking to it to a point of rebellion. Like I'm almost like I have to be late. It almost hurts me to be on time. Does this make sense?
Totally. RuPaul talks about how he used to be, he had an issue with being perpetually late to everything. And then he realized he was like addicted to the high of like being late or like, which I'm like, really? I don't know. I feel like
It's
but
like
I
more
can see that
anxiety
being a thing.
inducing.
Yeah, or like maybe like subconsciously. I don't know.
Well, also, first of all, Pisces. Second of all, though, as someone with ADHD, not to brag, Jesus, it's not a flex. It's debilitating. There almost is like anytime, it's not that I wouldn't turn like projects in or get my assignments done, but and it's not even that I didn't want to label myself as a procrastinator because it didn't feel like it was from a place of choice that I was like trying to purposely procrastinate, but that deadline feeling, that like deadline motivation was weirdly the only thing that could make me get shit done.
Yeah.
It was almost like that anxiety was the stimulant for me to focus. So I just wonder if Rue has ADHD.
Well,
But
yeah.
that almost like, yeah, and it's almost like, yeah, I don't plan time well. I almost wait instead of just being like 5 minutes early and preparing that, I put everything to the last possible. Like I leave the house for the train at the last possible second. I try to stay home as long as I can. Like I'm more glued to that than making sure I'm somewhere on time. That's
No,
sick.
I get it. No,
Is
I
that
mean,
Pisces, Heather?
I get that way too,
Am I a little
though. It's
rebellious
like, yeah, I mean,
of
it's also
time?
just like how I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't feel bad about things like this. Like, as long as we're able to function and live a good life, like, I don't know. I think like
I've never been fired from a job yet because I can't be there on time. I think that's maybe when it would be like a major problem if I was like, this is the sixth job I've lost this year because I cannot get my ass there on time, which is hilarious because I'm never to work on time. But my job is a lot more flexible.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. No, I think you're fine. I read
Thank you,
recently
Heather.
that I heard
Katie, are you
somewhere.
listening?
Yeah. I read or heard somewhere that like procrastination, like sometimes people who procrastinate are actually like, I was gonna say actually very smart. Like of course like procrastinators are smart. But like that that I think it's that they're like
That we're onto
creative
something.
or something. Yeah. Or that
There's
like
almost
some
a
people just
charge
function better by
under pressure.
procrastinating and under pressure. And I feel like I get into that state a
Yeah.
lot.
Which is a bummer. I wish I could make myself do things earlier. But yeah, also it just always felt like I had, especially in high school, like I was just like, I have so much on my plate, so much homework for every class that I kind of have to wait everything until the last minute because I can't work on things early. I have this much of a workload already. I don't know. There was a lot of like, and yeah, if it was boring, it was really hard to focus and be stimulated about it until it was like, oh shit, if I don't do this, I'll get an F. I don't know.
Yeah.
My point to that is though, I do think Pisces has that rep. It's very funny to me. I think you are right. I think Katie is Capricorn moon, which is just so funny because, yeah, you're also an Earth moon, you're Taurus moon. But there is something that just goes, I think it goes to kind of tell you again, or what the fuck goes to show how even a lot of the elements, even the signs that share the same elements, sometimes can be like very contrast
so different
in the way
with the
they
water
obtain.
signs.
We've talked about this before. We talked about how water signs are almost the most vastly different from each other individually, but earth signs too, like Taurus still absolutely captivates earth in the way, and like Capricorn captivates earth as well, but I do think both of those express it a little differently.
For sure.
And yes, it is just so funny. I can't believe Katie has put up with me for so many years. And we joked about this last time I was home. I like joked about this with her that I'm like, and I know under your breath. And while I was telling you that I was going to be 5 minutes late, it was like, she texted like, okay. And I just was cracking her up because I was right. I was reading her mind. And it is just funny because we've been like this for so long. And it's like, I know that bothers her that I'm running late and I'm still running late. And it's not that I don't care or respect her.
No, of course.
But it's just like, I can't. It almost truly does. I think it frustrates people because it feels like you're doing this on purpose. This is a choice. I wish I could explain how it's not.
Yeah.
Like I desperately wish I could express to people who don't get it, who are very by a schedule and can be on time places and love being on time. I wish I could express and explain.
Yeah.
No, it's just out of my hands. It's completely out of my control and I cannot take responsibility for it.
You're just flowing with the waters.
I'm in flow. Time is made up. I don't want to play this game today.
Yeah. No, but you're super mutable. The Gemini too. It's like your energy isn't like mine where it's like triple fixed and I'm just like, I don't know. Like I feel like literally like your essence is like more flowy. What am I saying?
Oh, thank you, Heather. Well,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
again, it's out of my control. It's not,
Right.
we're not flexing. I'm not flexing here, folks. No, I'm just kidding. And times I think it's very healthy and good. Most of the time, it's a pain in people's asses.
Whatever.
This is the bad rep Pisces gets, though, and that's all right. I relate to it.
We need
It's
the
all right.
dreamy folk.
But yeah, I can't help it. My head's in the clouds always. My feet are rarely on the ground.
I get lost every time I drive anywhere.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on the trains, Heather.
Oh my god.
But yes, and with that Aquarius season, though, I will say again, I think I've been very like, I'm almost a little hesitant, not hesitant. What am I trying to say? Not worried about entering Pisces season, but there is a part of me that's like, am I going to enter Pisces season and just get into like an imaginative, like, what's on the docket? What's next? And like out of this like creative flow, which like, no, I think again, what we've learned, if we've learned anything from this, it's we get to take each sign season with us. We get to take this. You're allowed to take what you like about that season the most, what works for you the most about that season, take it with you into the next. You don't have to drop everything. Again, that's what Pisces is about. You get to the end of the astrological calendar having taken every little bit of what works with you of each sign. But with that, that's interesting that Pisces is kind of the dream state. Is that because it's like a reflection season because you're at the end? Sorry.
Yeah,
Heather,
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, no, I think that's a big part of it. It also represents just like imagination. I don't know. There's something. Yeah, Pisces is the nebulous, spiritual, sort of cloudy. Cloudy's not even a great word, but you know what I mean. Like
I do.
at the end, yeah, once you get through every other energy, what's left but to dream and flow and
levitate,
reflect and and ascend, transcend reality. Yeah.
Third eye fully open. No, that's just interesting. That just hit me. That like it's such a dreamy state, or it gets that rep, and then it also is at the very end.
Yeah.
After it's supposed to, after the ideas that you've gone through all of the signs, and you get to Pisces, and I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful reflection. But Pisces this season is with all the planets direct.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
Is that what you were gonna say? Sorry.
No, but that's a really good point. I'm glad you said that because that's true. But
so maybe
I was gonna say
Pisces will be a little more direct.
Go ahead. No, it's true. It's really exciting. But yeah, no, the last 4 signs are considered the like transpersonal signs, or my mom likes to call them the universal signs, because you have like the personal, the first 4 deal with personal issues, then relationship issues, interpersonal, then it's like transpersonal. So I feel like Pisces being like the transpersonal water sign, it just is like Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, I do think are all kind of dreamy in a way because they're more globally minded. But Pisces being like the water sign on top of that, I think is a good way to quantify it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Globally minded.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
The
like
last
I think
4 is it broken up into 3 sets of 4?
Yeah, exactly. So like the first 4 starting with Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer are personal
signs.
Yeah. Then Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio are like interpersonal, and then
interpersonal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that God? I'm a little tired today. And is it interpersonal?
No,
or is it interrelational? I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's the relationship. It's
the relationship signs.
Yeah.
The first 4 are a little more about the self, not like about the self, but a little more.
But about like identity, figuring yourself out. How do I feel? And also that's why Pisces is the most difficult sign to like explain. And once you get toward the end of the zodiac, it's they all become a little bit more complex, which like maybe sounds shitty, but it's because like each sign like builds off of the next and becomes more like global, more broad. So
no, I hear what you're saying. The only reason they get to be more complex is because of the signs that have come before them. It just happens to be the placement. It's not that like it does like I again, we've talked about this, Heather, and I don't mean to sound annoying and profound. And again, we're not in Pisces season, so we won't make it all about this. Oh, and real quick, shouts out Heather Cunningham, our Pisces.
Hi.
Oh, Jesus.
I have a lot of plans in
We're
Pisces.
tired. We
I
are
know
tired.
we're tired.
We're
Sorry,
tired, but we're here,
guys.
folks. We're
Yeah, we are.
excited. We're excited. It just has been. It's been kind of a week.
Yeah.
Aquarius season hit us with a bang. But Heather, our astrology queen. Sorry, I was in the middle of introducing you. Jesus Christ. Heather, our astrology queen, with her patience, puts up with me, no less. Oh my God.
goodness.
You and Katie, hats off, crowns off to the queens.
I love you.
But I love you, Heather. And it's me, Miranda Linsky, with all the little astrology questions, like what you just experienced. Like what we just experienced here. But again, I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but a lot of like these very bigger concepts of I hear what you're saying, because I think I'm a Pisces and I get what you're, it's not like I'm these signs are so much more profound. I just think there's almost an easier, they're already these signs are just sort of operating at a frequency, at like a different level of a bigger picture. There's just a deeper, bigger understanding that is almost like you kind of can't explain it. It's just how, like, when I just like, I genuinely just feel like it's not like I had a situation that opened my third eye. I kind of always just thought in that big picture.
Yeah.
Or I've experienced and I've observed things and I've digested things and I processed things with a bigger picture in mind of like, I can't help but like that third eye is just open. I never, I wasn't doing psychedelics and as an elementary school kid. When I like look back and have my first memories of like, it's like, it's since I've gotten older that I'm like, I'm kind of impressed I had that thought for how young I was, in a way that I'll meet people my age now who are just sort of tapping into that. So again, it's not that you can't tap into that complexity.
No, of course not. Yeah.
And become more evolved. I do just think there's almost like, when, as you're saying, if you're like these last four signs, it's just kind of easier. There's already like an understanding there.
No, yeah, it's true.
But there's room for everyone to grow into that sort of like understanding.
For sure.
And I think that's a major point of like understand. That's the importance of like understanding the strengths of other signs.
Yeah,
and what you can gain from them.
Totally.
And tapping into them.
I think I feel like I've been talking a lot of giving a lot of praise to Aquarius. I am an Aquarius. I do really enjoy the archetype, but one of the things that I dislike about being an Aquarius is that I kind of like wish I could be like more raw sometimes and less heady, and like like I feel like, I don't know,
I hear that.
Self-awareness is like a bitch. Not to say that like the earlier signs aren't self-aware. I think they are. But like I just I admire Aries, and like I think that's why I'm attracted to like Aries people and friends and stuff, is cuz like I so thrive off that spontaneous, just like I am.
Yeah.
No,
I hear you. I totally hear you. I also think there is like this is why again it's such a privilege to be close with Aquarians, because there's very much not in like the same way that Scorpio, for example, is, of like, I don't think Aquarians are like super like, it's not to say that you're always private on the outside or like not being like vulnerable, but there's just like more of like the guard let down side. And you get to experience, like, there is just a more reserved side that's presented, not in a weak way. I do just think Aquarius, it's a mutable sign, right? Aquarius is mutable, or no?
Fixed. Yeah, no, it's fixed.
Why is it? I don't know if I understand, if I'm being honest, maybe the mutable and fixed concepts. Real quick, I want to put that on the side. I want to just like flag that.
Yeah.
But I more just mean like Aquarius, it's not like a weakness or like Aquarians can't speak their mind.
Yeah.
But it's also just like I don't know, you're not just there to say useless shit. I can Gemini's, my Gemini moon, if I'm really comfortable with someone, blah, 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 the dumbest shit will come out. It's embarrassing. It's amazing. I have friends. No, I'm just kidding. But like, when I'm really comfortable with someone, there's almost like this, like, I can also be very like quiet with them. And I feel like Aquarius is just very good at like making every room sort of their own. There's like this like feeling of like a reserved sort of confidence that Aquarians carry, like it's not a weakness, and it's not like you don't speak your mind. It
I
also is
appreciate
more of
that.
like you piss an Aquarius if an Aquarius is like upset or is in a position where they're backed into a corner too. They're almost a fire sign with it. Like I riling up an Aquarius. Oh dear.
I feel a lot. Yeah.
It's rare that I've ever gotten Katie riled up. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
while. I feel like maybe when we were younger and I was just like, oh, maybe I pushed too far. But I recently witnessed her getting riled up and I was like, and then I was immediately kind of like about to step in and then she got her own thorn out. She said, psh, 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 and I was like, my goodness, that Aquarius energy. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I want to be clear that there's not, Aquarians
Right.
aren't weak. They have
Thank you.
voices.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think also you're just smarter about using your voice, whereas I'm not. Like,
That's a nice way to put it. I tend to think like, I don't know. I just wish I could like
reservedness
speak
comes
more
from smart.
freely.
Yeah, I hear
I don't
you.
know. I don't
Like you feel like you're
know.
maybe overthinking it.
Yes,
I see.
constantly,
Where I'm like,
constantly.
wow, thinking before you speak, what's that like? Whereas,
Ugh.
and you think you're just overthinking. I'm like, no, I think I could benefit from thinking before I fucking talk. A lesson I've never learned. And I refuse to learn. Listen to my
Yeah, no,
podcast at
yeah.
Hollywood Horoscopes.
That's why
Um,
we work. I need you. Like,
you know what I mean though? Like, I don't know. It's not to me, it's just so simply not a weakness. It's something I wish I captivated more. I wish I could be more present and quiet.
Well, I admire you.
Thanks, Heather. This is why we balance our ebbs and
Exactly.
flows, baby.
Yes.
But yeah, but with that, it's so funny that our seasons are so close to each other. It really is funny how like Aquarius and Pisces just do seem like a fun pair. Or like
Yeah,
going from Aquarius to Pisces feels like a very easy transition. Am I
I
wrong?
agree. No, I
Or it's
agree.
like, what a very easy, relaxed, like, and then we rile back up into Aries. So like
Yeah.
it definitely feels like not that Aquarius is like, but we have this very like we pop up and rise, right? Like on this, if it's a new year and it's a roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
And just the timing of where Capricorn feels like that last big like pop, like the last big like rise, the click, 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 click up as your
Yeah.
knuckles are squeezing in white and you're waiting for the drop. But then Aquarius is kind of like Capricorn sort of ends and we hit Aquarius in the beginning, right at like that top of that like sort of incline. And
Yeah.
then whoosh, I feel like we
Right.
drop into Aquarius season. Not that it's a decline. I more just mean like, woo, it's like the big shebang. And then you get to like the end of the roller coaster as you're like heading back to the dock or whatever to get out. And that's Pisces. Like, that's like, and we're flowing.
Yeah.
And go ahead, don't forget your bags.
Right.
And then you get in line for the next ride and then you vamp back up the roller coaster with Aries. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's
It's
sort of where
also
I
a
feel like we're at.
transitional energy. That's what a mutable is marked by, is like this
Thank you. I wanted to
transitional.
circle back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that what you were saying earlier about Aquarians kind of having like a long fuse or like taking a while to get riled up is very fixed. That's like what makes Aquarius fixed energy, is like there is like a stable, I was going to say stableness. My vocabulary is out the door today. There's a
You
stability.
can't blame us, folks. It's been a week. It's been a week. Let's not get into it.
There's just like a inner stability, whereas like the mutable
Yes.
energy is way more transitional. It's
You
like
have
ready to
patience.
adapt, ready for the next thing, you need to shift and change.
And even if you don't have patience, you're really good at like appearing patient, or like that's what it is too. Or like, yeah,
I
Katie
also
doesn't
work with
have
kids.
Yeah, you're good with Katie's great with kids. She now has a son. Shouts out to baby Caden, baby K as I call him. But like, she's an incredible mom. She's always loved kids and has been really good with kids. And I've always like envied Katie's patience and like something I think I lack. And I don't have it's something that I want to work on and like have more tolerance and patience. You have a high tolerance. Yeah, Aquarians you have a long fuse. You're not quick to just like pop. But that's why if you are popping, it's really, when I really think about it, you and I have never ever truly, knock on wood, but like
No.
truly like I don't want to push you to it would because I think I'm very aware of how far that point has to be crossed.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Because of your fuse and your patience, and I know we're very close. I can push things with you. I can poke fun at things in a way that I'm like, I don't know if that'd be safe with a Capricorn. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah.
But like, like we've had a long relationship enough that I'm like, oh, I know Heather's sense of humor. And it definitely like that took time. I was like, can I with Heather? Is she? And like learning that is, I think, also a big part of our bond, that like, like if we were in high school, Heather, we'd be in the back of the class causing a little rock, not like distracting from class, but having fun while we learned.
Having fun,
that's what all we did through college, baby. That's all we did through college. But anyway, like it's you have a long, where was I going with that? Jesus Christ. You just
long fuse, but you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, I've never
hit that fuse.
Or if I have hit that fuse with you, you've never let me know it. I guess that's more of what I'm saying. If an Aquarius is letting you know you've hit the fuse too. But
the thing is, I feel like Aquarius and Pisces are pretty understanding too. I wonder if that's a part of the transpersonal thing too, is like the little minutia shit doesn't really, but I just always like, I think that's the positive part of like thinking more broad all the time, is like I'm always big picture, like, you know.
Right. And like, as I say that, even though I personally have never pushed you that fuse, I've seen that fuse pushed with you, and you've expressed it to me 100%. Like someone's pissed you off, and like, you can come to me and like let your Leo out, as and I sit there and I say, it's a party. But yes, I would agree with you, but I do think I have a quick fuse. It's something that I do think I've worked a lot on, and I'm a lot more aware of. But in my younger years, for sure, my immature Pisces years, I could just be very emotionally reactive. And it's because I realize now, like, emotions feel very big to me. They're just felt and then processed. It's like we feel it. The paperwork is immediately going through in my like heart and brain. Like that's just how emotions work with me. Whereas like I know other friends, it's like the paperwork takes a while in the office of their inner workings. You know what I mean? My office is like, everything else about me is late and tardy. Not my office. Not getting those emotions right on out. We absolutely recycle. But yeah, that's like, I think Aquarius is like a little slower maybe to like, they're I don't know. Is Pisces fixed?
No, Pisces is mutable.
And that's what you mean by like going into the transition of a fixed sign into mutable?
Right.
And
yeah, it always
Aries
goes
fixed?
cardinal, fixed, mutable. Aries is cardinal. So it's always like an energy that's very initiatory, a starter.
Is
then
cardinal.
It's the fixed. Yeah, that's the cardinal. Then it's the fixed follow through.
Is sort of like
stability.
So
and
we're
then
in
the
follow
mutable
through.
is, all right, well, we need to transition into a new energy. Like, so yeah.
And then we gear right back into Aries cardinal. Amazing.
But
That's so
I
funny.
feel like you're someone who maybe you do like react emotionally on the spot to things, but I don't think you're someone who like blames people immediately. Like you're pretty, I think like
I'm very good at blaming myself.
Well, but like,
oh yeah,
I think that
I eventually come to my senses. I'll have the cow and then I'll milk the pig. What the fuck? Heather, we gotta call this episode short. No,
yeah, we're gonna.
But with that, I'm excited for these next signs. Or these Jesus. With that being said, with these birth charts, we'll get more into it. I'm excited. I'm excited for the charts today.
Me too.
For this episode. Couple Aquarians. Shall we take a pause here?
Let's take a pause.
Alrighty, Heather. On to the birth charts.
On to the birth.
Our next two Aquarians of Aquarius season. I'm a big fan of both these Aquarians, I must say.
Yeah, me too.
They're both fun ones. Our very first Aquarius we're going to cover today, the one and only Harry Heartbreak Styles. Just kidding. He's just an Aquarius.
Yeah.
He can't help it. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Yes, Harry Styles, an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Who
I think
knew?
it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
It
does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When I looked at his chart further, Heather, again, shouts out to Astro Theme. Please sponsor us.
Please.
We love you. We use you for every episode. Astro Theme says here, Also Harry born February 1st, like just had his birthday.
Today. Wow.
Mhm.
Happy
In the
birthday.
United Kingdom. Happy birthday, Harry Styles. I feel a
Episode
episode
title
title
coming.
coming on.
I had the same thought.
Jesus. Happy birthday, Harry. There's like a clip of him at I think he had a concert. No, it was a tweet. It was a tweet when he turned 22 and said, and this was after the very public Taylor and him breakup. And when he turned 22, he tweeted, "I'm feeling 22." He's so petty.
That's funny.
That's very Aquarius.
But I feel like he has a sense of humor. Like,
It's
I feel like,
funny.
and I mean, he's triple air. He's very
He
light.
has a self-awareness.
Yeah, I think like
he knows exactly who he is and what he's doing. No, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Heather. When I pulled up his astro theme, his birth chart on astro theme, yeah, he's Aquarius sun, Libra moon, Libra rising.
Yeah.
Triple fucking air, bro.
Triple air. Yeah.
Can you believe? Poor Taylor. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, triple air.
Triple air. Yeah,
Checks
I think
out.
the Libra makes sense too. He does. He just gives me this light positivity.
But like relationships are important to him.
Right, that too.
And that
it
being
seems.
his moon is very
yeah. Also, the moon being in the 12th house is interesting.
Oh, talk about that.
Very emotional house. I'm sure, like, he does write his music, right? Like I think it's one of those. Maybe not completely.
He's definitely in the room.
Yeah.
For most of them, I think. And I do think though he's definitely like done more songwriting later on. I don't think he was necessarily writing songs. I actually don't know. But yeah, for One Direction. But yeah, I think more recently he has tried to be a writer on his own music.
I mean, either way, he's a creative individual, and I feel like
I don't think any song is just him, but he's on quite a bit. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that makes sense. But I feel like the moon being in the 12th house is probably where he pulls a lot of the creativity. Oh, and he's a 4th house sun conjunct Venus. No, yeah, there's the 4th house is very creative too, and Cancer, underratedly, a very creative sign because it's like literally the mother. It's about like nurturing something, giving birth to something. So he has his sun conjunct Venus in Cancer's house, the 4th house.
That's really interesting to hear that, Heather, because even like Cancers that I'm close with who don't necessarily like perform in like the way that I do, or like necessarily a lot of the Cancers I know though, even though they're not performers themselves, are big fans of high art, like are big fans of like there's an artistic like appreciation in the Cancers that I'm close with. That's really interesting to hear you say that.
I think Cancer is so cute because like all the Cancer people I know.
Shouts out to Cancer.
Shout out to Cancers. Yeah, all the Cancer people I know, like I just see how they like nurture things. Like I don't even think they're aware of it. Like a lot of them will have plants, or they'll like have this special relationship to like plants, or like cooking, or like I don't know. It's like in small things, but I think it's cute.
Yeah, no, I agree. They take something very like what maybe most would consider mundane and give it personality.
Totally.
Are able to give it life. Like Cancer's a very like you said, a nurturing sign. It's almost like everything they touch has life to it. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, like a loving presence. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Any hoopsie. Back to Aquarius though. Shouts out to Cancer, but back to Aquarius.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it just does like again, he's a mega pop star. His relationships are all very public, but homeboy has had some regrets and has like written about them and has like sang about them from the heart in a real way, in a way of like definitely regretful of like relationship failure, or not. He strikes me as a relationship boy, even though he's this he's Harry fucking Styles. But I do think he's such a relationship boy. He just is. So that Libra moon is so funny to hear. And then the Libra rising, it just feels very on brand. And his Aquarius sun already is like, yeah. But we talked about this earlier too, Heather, about Aquarius being like an authentic sign, and Harry Styles, he's such a complex, and we also talked about Aquarius being more of a complex sign, especially with its lineup toward, like we talked about the last 4 signs earlier in the episode, it is very like Harry does, while he's this mega pop star and there's a lot of self-indulgence that can happen in that.
Yeah.
For a mega pop star, I do feel like he's got a bigger picture brain. He's got a third eye view in a way that he's kind of the moment. He's this like he's so charismatic. He's in touch with his femme side. He's Harry fucking Styles. Every girl and guy wants to be with him. He's got his fingernails painted and he'll wear very femme clothes, but then it has the hottest girlfriends in the world. Like it's just so he's such a complexity in himself.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Very future oriented. Yeah, very of the time, of the moment, of the Aquarius decade we're entering and age.
Yes, he's like the new age rock star. I've said this. I'm like, I think Harry Styles is kind of the rock star of our generation.
Yeah,
and
no,
that very like
fair.
In the way 80s like hair band metal, like, and you know what I mean, like all the
way
girls
like
are screaming.
Each like decade or period of life has that like that celebrity, like Elvis, or that like it's almost like he's like a cultural phenomenon,
right?
More than just a pop star,
right? No, and he's kind of like an Elvis. You see clips of I have not, unfortunately. I was supposed to go to Love on Tour, and there was a whole COVID scare, and I ended up not having COVID, but I also ended up not going to the concert. It's all right. I was able to sell my ticket, and I didn't rip anyone off, just for what I spent. You knew that ticket was going to sell immediately. No worries. But like, exactly. It's just this like, if anything, I more wanted to go for the experience of a Harry Styles concert, like, because there's such, if you watch clips of his shows, like he's so charismatic in that way that like every little thing he does sets people off. Like it's that the same way like Elvis did. And the way he's just like taking over. It's quite something special.
Yeah.
He's one of a kind. But the triple air kind of surprised me, but then the digger, what? The deeper we dug, the digger we deeped. No.
That's funny.
Oh my God, what's going on?
But no, I agree with what you're saying.
We dug.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Digger Styles off Gilmore Girls. Honestly, one of Lorelai's best boyfriends, Digger Styles. But anyway,
I don't even remember that. Anyway,
we digress. But yeah, we dug deeper. It checks out. It's so on his brand.
Yeah.
It's so like, it does just make sense. But you're right. He's got this emotional, watery, relationshipy side.
Yeah. Also, Jupiter in Scorpio in the first house is interesting too. Like Jupiter in the first house is very an exciting personality, because the first house is literally your identity and how you like just show up in a raw like way. Right. And Jupiter is the sign of expansion and abundance, and it's very light and bright. So having that in the first house, but then in Scorpio is an interesting contradiction, because it's like there's this, he gives off this larger than life sort of magnetizing essence with a little bit of mystery, perhaps, with that Scorpio in the first and the 12th house moon. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some depth there. It's not all light.
Right.
Is what I gather. I don't know.
Well, yes. No, I hear you. Well, and I feel like I don't mean to bring it back to her. We're far out of Sagittarius season. But
bring it back. Bring it back.
We have to. We're talking about Harry Styles. Yeah. Come on. What, I set us up for this? Of course I did. But there's that iconic, I don't know if you've seen it, Heather, that iconic meme from when Taylor and Harry were dating way back when, where he like leaves her on a boat.
I don't remember this. No.
And like hops on another boat, and she's like just by herself on a boat, and paparazzi. It's the saddest photo. You have to look it up. But like Taylor's just sitting there, glasses on, her sundress, her red hair, like her, not red hair, but like her red style straight hair bang. And she's just like sitting there alone, like calmly
I'm
on a
gonna look
boat
this up. Oh my god.
because Harry just like abandoned ship literally and like left. And then that's like when 1989 when she sings about it, I think she's like leave me stranded. That's so New Romantics. It's like that there's like a bonus song and she talks about like leave me stranded. That's so romantic. Like talking about that's not the tune, but that talking about
Yeah.
Harry. And like as we know, 1989 is all about Harry.
Right,
Come
right.
on. But that when you listen to 1989 or just like again, it's Taylor and she writes about her experiences in these relationships and normally if she's writing about it, it wasn't a great experience. The whole fucking album is about Harry Styles. And that honestly provides a lot of context that of like sort of his at least his
Right.
younger years and the way he sort of treated her
Yeah.
in their relationship and kind of being it sounds like flaky and
Yeah.
like sort of always like in and out and that
Mhm.
very air part yeah, which like now when I
Yeah.
think about it they would make such a weird couple. They make no sense, but
Totally.
it's it's
Yeah.
it's good it didn't work out, but it is
Yeah.
just like and then yeah, he has another song off of Jesus the Watermelon Sugar High album Fine Line where like he talked like falling, it's like a ballad and it's about like being shitty in that relationship and being afraid that his ex-partner would never want to mention his name again, that like it's sort of like what if you don't want to like what if you never say my name, like is kind of like the song because like of how shitty I treated you essentially.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
he's also fessed up to not being the best.
Yeah. Well, and then the Olivia Wilde shit is drama.
Drama.
Um, I
What's
want to
going
look
on?
up
They're
her. Do
broken
you know
up,
her
right?
sign?
No,
I
and I
think.
literally almost asked to. I almost
I
asked you
think
if
I
you
need to
knew.
look it up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like there's maybe a part of him that's like a little attracted to drama.
Say that, Heather. Yeah, the Olivia Wilde stuff was a lot of that was just painful to witness.
Oh
It
my
was just
god, but I kind
cringe
of lived
city,
also.
of course.
Ah,
And I genuinely I believe and I know that that is what drove the sales, whether that was the plan or not. That is absolutely what drove the sales
that's so sad. Yeah.
for
Oh,
that
she's a
movie.
Pisces. Olivia Wilde, come on the pod.
Folks, for those of you who can't see me, I just fell out of my chair. What, Heather? Say it again.
Rising sign, but it could be Gemini moon. They're putting it as Gemini. Oh, Miranda, I'm so
Folks,
sorry.
I fell out of my chair
I'm so
twice.
sorry.
You have to be joking.
I wish I were.
That
Should I
is
get another source?
insane to me. Astro Theme said that?
No, I clicked on Astro Charts. Let me double check with Astro Theme. But yeah, I mean, nope, Pisces, Gemini moon, they're saying. I'm so sorry.
Well, just tell me her birthday is March 19th.
When is her birthday? No, it's not February. That's today. March 10th.
Well, I'm going to pass out. That's insane.
I know. I
can't. Okay. It's not. I know we're not in Pisces season right now, but we almost have to do her now just because I got to get into that chart. I've got to.
Yeah,
explore.
I know.
I could not feel more different from someone I don't know at all. But just like
you couldn't be more different than her.
I don't know. I don't mean to villainize Olivia.
Yeah.
But a lot of that shit was mucky.
I'm just upset the movie was bad.
Don't even get me started. Honestly, that movie not picking a lane, she's a fucking Pisces.
That's so funny.
That movie not having a direction.
A mutable movie.
Okay, actually that checks out. That's so funny.
That's true.
She didn't get Jamie Rice. She didn't get Jamie and Nicole and Laura on her film, and it shows. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, the Olivia Wilde thing was wild. The sorry, the Olivia thing was wild. But also the Harry thing being triple air, I'm kind of like, we saw that coming. No, I don't know. It just it checks out. It's interesting.
It does. Yeah.
And it's hard. He can't catch a break. Like again, he's so publicized.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So it's also much more like amplified.
I've been in some shady situations and have done some shady things. And yeah, if everything were public in my life, it must be hard.
Right. No. Anything else, Heather? Sorry. I meant to ask you this a while ago. Is there anything else in his chart specifically? I know you talked about, you said his 4th and 12th house.
Yeah, 4th house emphasis.
Is there any other like things?
No, I think the Jupiter in the chart? 1st in Scorpio is interesting. I think it all makes sense.
Is Harry ever gonna find love, Heather?
Ooh, yeah, of course. The Libra.
Who would be a good match? It's his mission.
He needs
what sign would be his best match?
I honestly feel like,
in your opinion,
I feel like he
in
does
your professional opinion.
My professional opinion, Harry, let me matchmake you. I think that I think he needs fire. Like maybe not Taylor Swift, definitely not Taylor Swift, but he's lacking fire. I think Aquarius does well with fire in general. I don't know, maybe a Leo, maybe Casey Musgraves. No, I don't know. Could you imagine?
Everyone had rumors. There were rumors about them.
Oh, were they? Yeah, maybe that is my subconscious. Right, they went on tour together. Right, there is a connection there. Yeah, I would support it. Although I don't think he's mature enough for her. She's too sacred. Like, right. Give it a few years. Who knows?
Yeah. Let him grow. Yeah. Let him blossom.
No, but I love Harry.
I love Harry Styles. Harry, come on the pod. No, he is a fun one. He's a fun Aquarius.
Yeah.
All these Aquarians have been fun.
Oh yeah.
Including this next one.
Yes. Fun in a different way. What an icon. No, but I love her so much.
We love her so much.
Oprah Winfrey.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod, Oprah. Oh my God. Oprah. We would have a field day talking to her. I feel like
from our show to yours.
There's so much we could talk about with her. Oh my God. I just think she's so cool. Yeah.
Again, Aquarians are real ones.
Yeah.
I always said this. Like, it just feels like when you're with a real one when you're with an Aquarius, and Oprah feels like a real one.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, what a cool person. I also just love that one thing I think is very Aquarian that I don't think people talk about enough is like the need for variety. And like I think Aquarius is attracted to like lots of different things, like especially Aquarian artists. I tend to find like, they don't just have one lane. They're like interested in a lot of different things. And I think Oprah's very that way. Like, you know, she's the talk show. She was an actress. She's into spirituality. There's all these different things. But like, I feel like she always has used her platform in a very conscious way to try to like give something back to the people, which is very much the Aquarian myth and archetype. I feel like she's always trying to.
It wasn't handed to her. She like
that too.
Absolutely worked in a way that like she hasn't forgotten that.
Yeah.
Kind of carries that with her. Right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And wow. Oh my God. I'm just realizing looking at the chart now that she has this grand trine. So
a trine.
It's rare though. Yeah. It's rare to have a grand trine where like there's a perfect blue triangle in your chart, meaning that there's like a harmonious flow of energy between 3 separate planets and 3 separate signs. So she has an air sign grand trine involving Mercury in Aquarius in the 2nd house, Jupiter and Gemini in the 6th, and Neptune in Libra in the 10th. And Neptune in the 10th is the 10th house is career, and Neptune is Pisces planet. And whenever there's Neptune in the 10th, there's a strong motivation to like heal the masses, to like make healing and spirituality a part of your career. And the fact that, oh my God, that
like you, Heather.
Yeah, I have. Well, I have Moon in the 10th, so I'm all about like emotion. But yeah, also I have Neptune trine my moon in the 10th. Anyway, but yeah. Wow, what a lovely person this chart is. As I'm looking at it more closely, Sun conjunct Venus in Aquarius, 1 degree apart, which lends that nice Venusian, peace and harmony, loving, beauty oriented sort of energy. Plus this grand trine with the air signs and the earth houses. She's meant to inspire people to communicate and to heal, for sure. That just like flows effortlessly.
Interesting.
And
she's literally made a career from like getting to be herself.
I know. I think that's so fucking cool. That's what I want for my life. I know.
Yeah. Like, and then all of her interests just happen to speak to the masses. It's
right?
Really interesting.
I know. It's so cool. I love that so much.
It makes sense why she's an Aquarius and like the position that she's in, especially. Real quick, Heather, too, I have a question.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a trine and a grand trine?
Yeah. A trine is like,
there's a connection of 3.
A grand trine is like a connection of 3 with a perfect triangle. Yeah. Okay. Just a trine is just 2 planets interacting harmoniously. They're at the degree point.
I see.
Yeah. I wish I could describe. It's easier to describe squares because it's like 90 degrees. Right. I don't know what technically the trine degree is, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But a grand trine involves 3 planets making a full triangle.
A perfect circle.
Astrology is a perfect circle. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And she's Sag moon, Sag rising, which I think is cool too. I also think Sagittarius I think Sagittarius is one of those signs too that likes to inspire, likes to think globally. It likes to
start its own flame. It likes to start a flame. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Do things in a bold, larger than life, grand way, which I think she does. She's always thinking big. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. It's so funny that Harry is an Aquarius sun with Libra moon, Libra rising, and then Oprah's Aquarius sun with Sag moon, Sag rising. Or like they're both
right. Yeah, true.
2 of the same. That's just funny that we happen to do them both the same episode with that.
Yeah, it's true.
Is there anything else, Heather, like major worth flagging from Oprah? Where does her business savvy side come from?
Okay, well, the grand trine is in the air signs, but it's in the earth houses. So the 2nd house, the 6th house, and the 10th house. So yeah, the fact that she has Jupiter in the 6th house, Virgo's house, forming a trine to this Neptune in the 10th. Plus she has Sun, Venus, and Mercury in the 2nd. So yeah, there's a good relationship to the earthy domain here. And Jupiter being involved brings luck. And yeah, it's a really nice chart. Like, that damn,
Jupiter.
I think the downside, downside is the Pluto in the 8th in Leo is intimacy, like power issues and intimacy sometimes, maybe. Or is like Oprah an intense, intimate life. Yeah, that's always been controversial, right? Like some people think that she's like in love with her best friend. But like, yeah, there's a rumor that like she and Gail, I don't know much, but yeah, that's like been a rumor, I think.
Oh my God,
but yeah, she's not like married. Like she doesn't put that. She's very private about that stuff.
Yeah, like also
Uranus
I'm like 7th. She doesn't have like she's not married to anyone. She doesn't have a spouse.
But I was reading her biography before we recorded, and she did have like a ton of sexual abuse, apparently, like at a young age.
Oh, I think I actually did. Now that that rings a bell, now that you say
right? Yeah. So I almost wonder if, I wouldn't be surprised if she's if her life is now just like career, like, I don't know, maybe.
Like that's just not I also the forefront think, for her from a.
Yeah, from a lot
possibly
of
childhood, like traumatic.
Exactly. Yeah. I also, a lot of the clients that I've like done chart readings for who have Uranus in the 7th, it's like the 7th house is about one-to-one relationships, and then Uranus is like freedom. So like sometimes they don't always want to even be tied down in that way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oprah said, I'm here for the money.
Yeah. I mean,
Oprah said, I'm here to get my bag and nothing else.
I'm about it.
That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I
What
love
a queen.
these charts.
I know. These are great
Oprah,
charts. These are
come
great
on
charts.
the pod. Come do our show and we'll do yours.
Yes.
Oprah doesn't have her show anymore, right? Or she does, but it's like on
she has her
different channel.
network.
That's right.
Yeah,
she's
a
like
whole
her
network.
book club.
Right. And
She's
then
a business bitch.
she has a podcast where Eckhart Tolle is like
That's
a
right.
regular.
That's right. Oprah could truly interview and get anyone.
Oh my God.
It's incredible the power she holds.
It really is incredible. I admire it.
Really climbed the ladder.
And what integrity. Like she has so much integrity.
I really do enjoy Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
And also like with that too, Harry as well. Last thing I'll just say, and then we'll move into our closing, Heather, I know. But while we're still on the charts, like the authenticity, the Aquarius authenticity thing, I feel like really just like brands and holds true in both of these people and both of these Aquarians. But like Harry too being like the most successful out of One Direction, sure. If in terms of like he had the long hair, he was the most charismatic and like had a lot of love immediately, right?
Right.
And a lot of, even when One Direction was like in their peak, it was always a joke that like the one direction this band's going is Harry's solo career, right? Like was always like sort of the joke.
That's funny.
But like how like Harry also like really talks more about like how much he didn't vibe with One Direction because like it wasn't their music and they didn't get to have a creative say, and how important that is to him. And now that he's on his own, his music sounds so different and he's like a writer in it and gets to have his own say, and like his shows are him, and like, but he's always spreading the message of like, be kind. What is it? Kindness? Be kind?
I don't know.
Treat
but
people
that makes
kindness.
sense.
Anyways, like that's just a big message. It's just interesting. A bigger message for the masses. Oprah and Harry, they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
All
so
right,
funny.
Heather. Shall we move into this?
Let's.
Leo full moon.
Yes. I'm excited.
Let's go. Heather. Let's talk about these stars, shall we?
Oh my goodness. It's a big week.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, we just had our first new moon of the calendar year in Aquarius. All planets are direct. We're really feeling that directness now.
I should say so.
Because a lot of the planets were stationing direct before actually, hitting the road. So, throughout February, it's February 1st when we're recording this, things are really going to pick up steam. And this full moon in Leo on February 5th at 1 a.m. So technically it's like February 4th nighttime.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a big one. Mark your calendars. Yeah, because at the same time, the sun in Aquarius is going to be squaring Uranus and Taurus. And because it's a Leo full moon, we're dealing with all the fixed signs. This has been a topic today.
Yes.
So basically, the full moons are always the sun is in opposition to the moon and they're affecting each other. But now Uranus, which just went direct after being retrograde for a long ass time, and Taurus is like in the middle of the two, adding its own flair. So, and Uranus is about breakthroughs, shakeups, sudden illuminations, things like needing to change to create more freedom in our lives. And that's been a theme for a while with it moving through Taurus, but now it's direct. Now it's hitting the sun in Aquarius, hitting the moon in Leo. And I am like especially curious about what's going to come because these are all of my fucking signs.
They're know like you're right in the middle of it, Heather.
It's only a few degrees away from my rising sign where this full moon is happening. Yeah, I am an Aquarius sun. I'm a Taurus moon. Yeah,
you gotta know your charts, y'all, because there's so much more going on.
Right, I know some of these new moons and full moons affect certain people more than others. And like, this is my one. So if you're Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, or Scorpio, you're probably going to feel this more strongly.
It's going to be a little more sensitive, not sensitive, that's the wrong word, but just a little closer to home.
Yeah, a bit more impactful, probably. Yes. Which I'm feeling great this week, I have to say. Like I'm having lots of creative inspiration
Yes,
that
Heather.
is like super fulfilling, and I feel
relate
like
to that.
I feel like new passion that I haven't felt
sure.
in a long time. But
it's an exciting time.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it is. And then on February 5th, Venus in Pisces is also going to square Mars and Gemini. So yeah, so that's like Mars and Venus are like the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. But we have it in like dreamy Pisces.
Pisces is so femme.
Yeah, talkative Gemini. So it's also like what they say, that when Mars and Venus connect, it's like sexually charged even, or like it's like romantic. So, and Leo tends to be a romantic sign. So I don't know, a lot in the air this week. And
and that's really close to Valentine's Day.
Right. Kind of I know. Now we're coming into Valentine's Day. Venus entered Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, the planet of love. So yeah. Some new, fresh, exciting energy, romantic energy.
What an exciting
light,
time.
Creative energy, passion, all these things.
Literally, this is why Taylor released Lavender Haze.
I bet the bitch.
Everyone go watch that music video. It's just soaked in astrology.
I love that so much.
Shouts out to
everything should be soaked in astrology.
Everything. Well, it was just so funny. Like I said, my brain just I realized how much I think in astrology. But that one was is in your face. Like that wasn't me being profound. Like that was,
or like looking for it. Yeah.
Like when I watch it back again, I'm like, oh yeah, it's right there.
Right.
Yeah. And also real quick too, Heather, just while we're on this, real quick, did you want to add was there anything else in terms of transitions, the moon, sky, stars?
No, that's the big thing happening this week, this Leo full moon. It's also the midpoint. Pop-off. Yeah, it's also the midpoint between eclipses, like the midpoint between the Taurus eclipse we had recently and then the upcoming Scorpio eclipse. And it's affecting Taurus and Scorpio at a 90-degree angle because it's all the fixed signs. So it's supposed to be an especially impactful full moon that almost brings an eclipsey type energy. Where things could take off, that send us in a new direction. New direction, Harry Styles. Oh, that's One Direction. Well, anyway.
No, you said it right. The new direction was Harry Styles.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a magical popping off time, y'all.
Yeah.
Buckle
I'm excited.
Up. This is gonna be a fun one. I wanted to add one thing because I've been thinking about it the whole podcast episode.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing my little shirt from work, and Melina Valdez, shouts out Melina, is the one who did the artwork for where I work. And also I just want to shout her out because she's who did our podcast artwork.
Yes.
And
yes. Shout out. I love her.
We love you, Melina. Come on the pod. Speaking of creative inspiration, Melina just got back from fucking Sundance.
I know. Speaking of big life moments.
Like huge, dude. Like just so exciting. Congrats. Just we were talking about this earlier, but it feels like a win for the team. Like it really feels like, again, like Melina's, it's a bigger picture win. Like it's such an exciting feat. And like to not only to get something into Sundance, like please, to work on something that gets into Sundance, like that's incredible in itself. But the fact that she wrote and directed this and had like no, Sundance is its own beast, right? And a lot of it has like famous people are at Sundance, right? Like they're submitting films that like people who work in this industry, right? So to like not have any connections at all, it's and crazy. Get your film in. It's just it's inspirational. It's just what a time. Congrats to Melina. Wanted to shout her out because I've been staring at this back in the screen the whole time. And she's incredible. Hire her.
Yeah, talk about a real one.
Snatch her up while you can. Talk about a real one. And a Libra, an air sign. Shouts out to
Pisces moon, I think.
Melina, clarify. But amazing. What a beautiful time, Heather. I'm excited.
I am buckling the hell up.
I'm giddy for this.
Yeah.
It's not a car crash, folks. We're buckling up for a fun ride.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's a fun, easy peasy, cute little ride in the amusement park this time. I've made a lot of roller coaster my analogies today, Heather, have been amusement park and roller coaster theme. Not that you were keeping track.
No, I love it. Yeah.
I love it. I love this time. I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I love Harry Styles. I love Oprah.
I love everyone.
We love you
all the love for Aquarius season, for all of humanity.
The infinite abundance is direct.
It's direct.
It's direct.
It's true.
Y'all.
It's
here.
true.
It's now.
It's flowing.
We love you so much. And we'll see you right back here next week.
Yes.
Love
Stay
you.
tuned.
Stay tuned.
Infinite
Bye.
abundance. Bye.
Aquarius season. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.